Yo guys, what is going on? Nickname is just Yellow, and today this Norwegian hardcore PC gamer is gonna make a video about visuals in Counter-Strike. We're gonna take an objective look at how visuals works, how your brain processes information, and I'm gonna come up with a couple of examples because I'm not like a super high-end scientist. Even though, again, I've read a couple of magazines, if not like 100, and I find it to be an incredibly fascinating avenue of this world, planet we live on and with. So anyways, as you can see right here, this is the CT model on the map overpass. This one right here, you want your brain to remember every single last detail about him. And the reason for this is because, just like with faces, your brain can instantly detect any kind of other objects that you might have in your house or that you experience in daily life. Which is why, obviously, playing more Counter-Strike will allow you to do these things more by instinct than by an actual choice. Good examples will be that you know that a cup is a cup. You don't really need to think about it being a cup. You will just, know what to do with it as soon as you see it. The same goes with a pistol if you're like a gun owner or you have a lot of weaponry. And the same goes with chairs and furniture and clothes and all of these things. So with that concept in mind, the point is that your brain can instantly just, make a library of what this is and what you're supposed to do with it. And by doing that, eventually everybody will have the skill to see the foot all the way to the left there at the white line. Everybody will have the skill to detect that foot and then react to it just because you saw the foot. Because your brain instantly, by just familiarity, it will understand that that is a part of this guy's leg. That means that he's maybe standing in this posture or he's at least there. So that just instantly makes this way easier for you to aim over at him because your brain just detects it. Now, to be able to get that kind of skill or perfect it more, you need to try and understand how it works. So I want you people to hopefully watch this video in 1080p full screen with me right now, and only look at my crosshair. This is what I do whenever I play. I constantly focus on the crosshair. That's literally how I look around, and only occasionally I will look down to my health, my gear down to the right, or any other kind of random information. But mainly I look where I have my crosshair. Now, you see this yellow triangle right here? It's like high electricity or something, it says. You can actually force your brain to detect this triangle at all times, which is kind of cool, and it demonstrates this powerful ability, but also how tuning your visuals can actually improve this kind of quality as well. So just try and keep a track of this object while you're looking at the crosshair right here. All right, so as you can see, the further away I look, the less detailed it's gonna be, but this is like an individual kind of thing mostly, unless you don't have a really good screen. If you have a good screen and it still becomes blurry the further away you look, you just don't have really strong side vision. But most people don't really have good side vision anyways with our human eye. So the only thing you can really do to make this situation better is to maybe pull the monitor a little bit closer to you if you can. Other things that you can do is to literally maybe upgrade your monitor. 144 hertz 16:9 resolution is obviously the best, but it's not a requirement. A lot of people like 16:9. In that same kind of avenue, you can actually just have the monitor closer. It still does the same deal essentially. Other things you can do is to tune your coloring. This can be done pretty easily throughout your graphical settings, throughout the drivers, which is completely legal. If you have ever heard about Sweet FX, it's literally worthless. It's doing something you can already do without it because of your graphics card settings. So I'll link in a video with an annotation in the end of this video if you people want to dive into that and have not done that yet, because it increases the visuals. So yeah, from there on out, we can take a quick look here at the video settings. So in some scenarios it would be better to have higher or lower resolutions. So I like to play with 1920 to 1080p, but I also like to record at this one randomly. However, screw that. However, not having too many graphics on so that models in the game and stuff, they pop out more, that will also in some scenarios be very favorable. Personally, I don't like to have anti-aliasing on when I play or FXAA. It's just, it makes every object in the game, there we go, it makes objects in the game and players pop out less, because the game essentially become more of a painting rather than, an actually rendered world in which all the models and stuff like that, they have jagged edges, just like my weapon. You can barely see it, and thus they kind of don't stand out as much. It's literally in some scenarios not favorable, because the little tip of his leg right there, all the way to the left there, you can see at the white line, it's gonna be smeared out more, and it's not gonna be so, like, its minute movements is not gonna be as poppy as it would be if the pixels are changing rather than melting together, okay? That's essentially what is going on if you have those settings on. I personally don't like that, but it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, whatever you fancy. Personally, I just like things to stand out more. The more, the better. Valve, get your shit together. We are not playing Call of Duty. We're playing CS. We need to see our targets as good as possible. So I don't really care too much about, you know, graffiti and like bushes, but whatever. Point should be that you can use whatever you want to, but try and figure out what works the best for you. Your brain is an amazing tool that can track and detect most objects regardless of where you're looking at on the screen. And the more you optimize these things and practice, the easier it will be for you and your head to detect stuff that is laying on the ground, like, you know, flashbangs and the bomb maybe in your side vision mainly. Same also goes with weaponry, guns, maybe that pesky lovely sniper rifle that might be laying around as well. And, you know, from there on out, you will be more effective at grabbing grenades and detecting enemies, even if you only see them for this split of a second, which, you know, having a higher frame rate obviously help with that, because you actually get more snapshots of the enemy that you can or cannot see, which is helpful in the long run. But anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you want to support the YouTube channel, we got the Patreon stuff in the description, in which you can get rewards as well, if you truly want to support the channel. But anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for the support, have a nice day, and don't get beastified when you play, people.